Hi, I'm Jessica from Yogi Do and welcome
to Yoga Adventure Stories.
Okay, so the very first thing when we open up our Yoga Adventure Stories, rather than just going straight into the story, let's take everybody through the postures and movements included in the story first. So the burpees, standing up nice and tall, folding over into a nice tight ball with our hands on the floor, jumping back into a plank, jumping forward back into your ball, and then jumping up on the straight line there. Now obviously you can adapt these movements as well. You might step back and forward instead of jumping back and forward. Okay, so you do that a few times for a bit of fun, adults included as well. Then the next here you can see is stacking the bricks and stirring the pot. So legs spread nice and wide. You're going to pretend you're picking up bricks from the side and then you stack in the middle. So pick up, middle, pick up, middle. Then you go to the other side as well. Pick up in the middle, pick up and put it in the middle. And then you're going to clasp your hands together in the middle and you're just going to stir big circles, leaning forward as well. Down to gate pose, that's bending one knee, placing your hand on the floor and stretching the other leg out. So the toe can touch the floor, or you may raise it up into the air. Again, it can be adapted. And the other arm straight up into the air to help lengthen through the spine. For rooftop, feet far apart and just stretching up tall with your hands above your head together. And your feet almost in a similar position, or you may want to take them wider for wide-legged forward fold and just folding over and placing the hands on the floor. So your legs can be as wide as you like here and you can bend your knees as well. And then for leg raise, just lying down and then legs straight up in the air. So trying to keep your neck and your head relaxed, resting on the floor rather than lifting up your head in this position. And part two, getting stuck straight into the story. So all the stories begin with sort of calming beginning. So this one has the vibration. Now the vibration, it really helps to calm our central nervous system, our vagus nerve. So some of us may feel quite silly at starting this at first, just going with it and building it up with the practice as well. And then setting the scene, then jumping straight into the activity, following it all the way through, and then you will see a little yellow dot. Now, this little yellow dot is for the extension activity. So the first time you do the story, first, second, third time you do the story, you may just decide to do the story exactly as it is and then go into relaxation if you're going to add that bit. Once you've done the story several times, you're going to add in the extension activity. So the extension activity for this activity has a number of different moves that we can do when we call out different tools. So for hammer, jumping on the spot, screwdriver, spinning round on the spot, and so on. So when you saw that yellow dot, the next time you do the story, you can jump straight into the extension activity before moving on to finishing the story again. And then to finish the very end of the story, we always add a relaxation in on the book. So you do not need to do this the first time you do the story, the second, the third. You may decide to add this in later once they're used to the story. But if you want to add it in the first time, by all means add it in the first time again. So the relaxation is the idea of just helping our mind and our body settle after the story down, bringing back that moment of calm and peace and togetherness as well. You can play music during a relaxation as well, or you may not. It's entirely up to yourself. For relaxation, everyone can be lying down. It's important that everybody finds a comfortable position for them. So for some of us, lying on our tummies, comfortable, lying on our back, lying on our side. But it's really important not to enforce lying on your back because for some of us that can feel very vulnerable and exposed. So curling up in a tight ball can be far more comforting. So everybody lie how they like to lie, adults included as well. Join in with the relaxation, and this will add more value to the relaxation and also give you a moment to calm, pause, and just take that moment to enjoy relaxation yourself. Now, here at Yogi Do, we're always very passionate about encouraging our learners to be involved in their own learning journey as well. So at the back of the book, you'll see a story writer's template. Now, this is just a bit of fun to help our learners be involved in learning literacy, numeracy skills, story writing skills, but also for all that amazing creativity, problem solving, just ideas and thoughts and bubbles that they wish to share as well. So this is for once our learners have had a bit of practice with the Yoga Adventure Stories, they will also want to write their own stories. Now, obviously, this template may seem a bit daunting for some new learners, especially just learning to write, learning English. So this template can be used by us adults to help input their ideas onto the paper. I used this with my own children before they were able to write as well, and they've created their own from the age of 2.5, their own Yoga Adventure Stories that we've still got today. So just not even writing the template in the book, just on a piece of paper, just helping our young people mind map what they want to have in their story first, what's going to happen in their story, what postures they would like to have in their story, what different movements they would like to have in their story, and then beginning the structure. Well, how do we start our story? How are we going to set the scene? What's the main activity? And then what extension activities will I have? What relaxation will we do at the end? And then adding in postures and movements within our stories as well, drawing little pictures. Okay, have fun, and I'd love to see these in the future once you've enjoyed doing the Yoga Adventure Stories and creating your own.
So enjoy a fruitful and fabulous day.